Hello everyone, welcome to today's One Card Wonder Wednesday. I know I'm doing this a little bit earlier, a few hours earlier than I normally do, but I have a super busy week. I am going to Onstage in Atlanta and I leave tomorrow, and I have a lot of packing and different things that I want to get done, so I thought I would come on early, get this video done, share everything with you, post my blog post, make sure you have all the measurements and instructions, so maybe you can sit down tonight and make this card if you want to. So I used the So Many Stars stamp set for this card. This is one I have used a lot of the sentiments from, but I hadn't used the stars that much. So I thought this time we're going to use the stars. We're going to use the dies that go with it, the Stitch Stars dies. We're actually going to use this second largest one and then some of these smaller dies as well. And also this beautiful, I like to call it a star flourish. We're going to use that. Hi Nikki, how are you? Thank you for joining. So I'm going to set the stamp set aside and I'm going to show you the cute card we're going to make. And I decided to go with a little bit non-traditional and use some basic gray and also some smoky slate. But then I wanted to add in those traditional colors, so I used Shaded Spruce and Real Red. Hi Laura, how are you? So I'm just going to set this right here so you can still kind of see it in the camera view, but not directly face on. Now, when I made this card, I ran this layer through the subtle 3D embossing folder after I made it, but this time I'm not gonna, because I want to see how it looks without that little bit of texture on it. It's really neat with the texture, but let's give it a shot without and see what happens. So the first thing we're gonna do is stamp our stars, and I'll just go ahead and start with the Shaded Spruce. And what I did was I just did one color per star that I used, and I just picked a couple of the smaller stars, actually 3 different stars, the smaller ones that are in the catalog, and just stamp all over your paper wherever you want, as many as you want, kind of have them coming off the edge. That makes it look really neat as well. But just make sure you close up your ink as soon as you're done with it, so you're not dipping one color in the other next color, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So go ahead and we'll add some Real Red stars on here. And I like how it looks when you just have, I didn't get that one quite inked well enough. You can see it's a little pink. That's all right. It'll be all right. We'll go over it with one of the gray stars in a second. Sometimes when you have a star layering over another star, I think that looks really neat too. So I tried to do that a couple of times earlier. I didn't get as many done on that first card as I wanted to, so I'll throw a couple more into this one. And then this basic gray, I did this stamp that's just like a star outline. I love that stamp. I don't know why it makes me so happy, but I love that star. So we'll just add some of those on here. And again, I'll kind of layer over some of them, kind of bring them off the edge. Hi Doris, how are you? Thank you for joining. Like I said, I'm starting my One Card Wonder a little bit early today because I'm heading to Atlanta for Onstage, and I still have some packing I need to finish. And I thought, you know what? I have my card designed. Let's just do this right now. So there is going to be for the front of the card. Now, after that, I took my dies. And I said earlier, I used this die here, and I cut out some of the acetate, mercury glass acetate paper. I don't know if you've seen this. Look at that. How fantastic is that? So it's got that spotted, it's hard to, I don't know how easy. I guess you can see it on the camera. I can see it now. And I cut out that stitch star, this size right here. Isn't that fantastic? That's what's going to go on the front. Yes, Nikki. Onstage is really fun. It's very enjoyable. I will get to see the catalog early, the new January mini catalog that will be coming out. It's going to be so fun. All right, so here I'm just going to bring over, and I've got red ink on my thumb, and I just put it all over this paper. So I did this flourish, and that's here, and some of the pieces have come out. You can see they've popped out, but there are still more in here, and of course I can't find my, there it is. There's my Take Your Pick tool. That's what I'm looking for. And you can just pop those out. Now when you pop those out, you're gonna have some little silver stars. Save those stars because you wanna use those stars on the card. These little flourish pieces, those could be used if you wanted to as well. I did not use them for this card, but you could always stick them on something if you want to. So you're going to end up with 5 separate little stars just from this card. And then I used the stitched dies and I cut out 2 more. So you end up with 7 little stars that are going to extra stars to go on your card. And there are lots of little, you think you have all the little pieces out and then you look and then there's more. So what I did with this was I glued it to the front of this acetate star, and because this is like a window sheet and then with that acetate, I decided the crystal shimmery crystal effects would be best. So I just dotted on a couple of these stars and tried to put it just in a couple of different places. You don't have to do a lot of it. And the nice thing is, because it is shimmery, if some of it leaks out, you just have a little more shimmer on your card. And then I took a block and just set my block on it for a couple of minutes. Now I'm going to grab my piece of basic gray cardstock. We're going to fold that in half. Let's see if I have a bone folder over here. I don't have a bone folder handy, so you know what else works great? The side of a block. That'll give you a pretty good crease. It's not as good as the bone folder, but it's easier than folding it with your hands. Handy, helpful hints from Valerie today. Use your block if you can't find your bone folder. So then we're just going to put some snail adhesive around the edges of this. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can also use Tombow glue if you like, and adhere this to the front of your card. There, that's pretty much dry. Flip this over, and what you're going to want to do is get some of your mini dimensionals, because of all these little see-through spots. If you just put these in the places where there are no see-through spots, it's perfect for holding this star up. And they don't have to be perfect. They don't all have to be like at the very end of the tip of the points of the stars. Just put them wherever there's a spot where it's really, no one's gonna see it once you stick it down on your card. If you can get the backings off easier than I can, oh, I'm proud of you, because I'm having a difficult time today. All right, so just add that to the front of your card. Now I like to always have the point up. Isn't that pretty? Already, I love it already. Flip these stars over, except these 3 smaller ones we're just gonna glue on, but these other ones we will put the mini dimensionals on the back of them as well. Now you could put mini dimensionals on the back of those and just cut them down, but I was like, let's just go for a little bit of dimension. We'll have some that are popped up, some that are laying flat. They don't all have to be the same. Now you also have a piece of Whisper White cardstock that we're going to put our sentiment on. And the sentiment I chose today is hoping all your Christmas wishes come true. So I just inked it up in a real red ink. Stamp it on your little Whisper White cardstock. Again, stick your thumb in it because that's what I do. I literally, this thumb is never without ink on it. I went and had my nails done the other day, and the lady was probably like, I don't know what this woman does for a living, but she's always got some color on the end of her thumbs. So I put this on first before I start putting all the little stars on, just because I want to, I've layered it underneath this little point of the star here. But then I kind of want these little stars, a couple of them, to go over the edges of that as well, especially like this big one here. I liked how it looked when it was kind of at the end bottom, kind of over the corner, and then this other bigger one. Now these, like I said, we're done with those little stitched dies, but you can't see the stitching on them on the glimmer paper. You can see it on the back of the glimmer paper, but you can't see it on the front. So if you're doing it because you think you're going to get that stitching on the glimmer paper, don't even try. It's not going to work. It's just not going to show through. Now these other 3 little stars we're just gonna add on in a couple of spots. And now I think what would be neat is if you cut this out with the silver glimmer paper and maybe the gold, and then swapped out the stars in that. Like if I did another one in gold, I could put my gold stars in the center of that. I think that would look really pretty. Or even you could do it with the rose glimmer paper, any of it really. All right, so for the inside of the card, I'm gonna flip this over because we've already got red ink on that and I didn't want red ink on it. Just gonna stamp 2 of these stars on the inside. And I'm gonna put them up in this right-hand corner. Do one in real red, and I'll do one in, actually, I think I'm gonna do one in basic gray this time. Last time I did shaded spruce on the inside of that one. I think I'll do a basic gray one on this one. Again, I don't know why that simple star frame makes me so happy, but I love it. Flip it over, get your adhesive on the back. Again, you could use your snail, you could use Tombow, whatever you prefer. Add that to the inside of your card. Adhere it down and voila. That is today's One Card Wonder Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I plan on doing some live videos from Onstage. I also plan to post some photos of the little prizes I win, because they always give out gifts and prizes and a goodie bag full of different things. So I will definitely be posting some pictures in the next few days of all of that. Tomorrow I'll be driving, so I'll have a couple posts planned, but it won't be while I'm driving. I will have them scheduled, so don't worry about that. But thank you for watching. I appreciate you all being a part of my stampin' journey. Have a great rest of your day and have a great weekend. Bye.